those of you just joining for the first time, we're about to kick off day 2, the Criterium for the men's A group. This is a 10 o'clock start, 7 laps, and we will be doing 1 times 3 laps, so a little over 21 miles today for our Category A riders. We had a bunch of folks compete in the time trial yesterday, so we're hoping to see a nice size field today that will be contesting the overall omnium for the Red Peloton virtual stage race. I have joining with me Jerry Roach from Santa Rosa. Jerry, how
Good
are
morning,
you?
Mike. I'm doing well, Mike. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. Looking forward to calling the action in the men's A race today. I just got notification of joining the meetup, so we are about 4 minutes 45 seconds to the start of today's race.
Great.
A reminder, we need to have at least 5 people in the group for us to pay out the $15 winner prize, which we've been doing yesterday and today. We'll be even going 3 deep tomorrow. So in the road race, $15 to the winner, $10 second place, $5 third place. So if you know that you have placed and are in the money, do us a favor, send us an email, send us a communication with your PayPal account so we can get that cash right to you. And thank you again to all the Red Peloton sponsors that have made those cash payouts possible. And indeed, the whole event this weekend possible. So we'll be giving a few shout outs today from our many sponsors that have made it possible. For now, we're under 4 minutes to the start. This is going to be the Fan Flats course today, virtually flat, only 43 feet elevation change in this course today. If you look at the previous races today, the men's C group and women's B combined, and we just finished up the men's B group, came down to a field sprint. So with the larger size field here in the men's A, some serious horsepower, I'm just on the edge of my seat to see what kind of alliances will be formed, what kind of horsepower is going to be put out to see if riders in this group are going to be interested in trying to break away and not have to worry about field sprinting against the whole group. What is your prediction, Jerry? What do you think we'll see out of the men's A group today?
Oh, we're definitely going to see some fireworks on this one. There's a ton of fast racers out here, and I'm sure there's going to be some attacking. Um, that would seem obvious to me, but you never know. Crit racing, it's sometimes everybody just stays together till the very, very end. Isn't that right, Mike? Isn't that your typical plan? Try to keep
Yeah, so
things
many
together
times
to the
comes
end?
down to that last lap or two. Depends. If we've got a bunch of guys that are road racers and their strength is climbing, you don't want to wait till the last second. Can't wait till that last 300 yards or so. Want to hedge your bets by taking some of the riders out of the equation, and it's much better to sprint against 2, 3, 4 riders that you formed an alliance with
Right.
versus the whole group of 20 guys. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. Regardless of what kind of season we've had, the limitations on regular racing, I know there's a bunch of guys out there that have been training hard, have been doing virtual racing, been doing some group rides. So there's going to be some serious display of fitness today for sure. We're under 2 minutes right now till our start of our 20-mile criterium.
Well, I'm excited. Those that aren't that familiar with racing that may be watching, maybe they have a friend, spouse, or whatever watching, and they don't know all the little intricacies of cycling. It is a team sport, especially when it comes down to criterium races. And what I am seeing out here right now is there are 3 people that look like they comprise a team. And that's going to be hard to deal with if you are just a solo rider out there without any team support. So I would keep my eye on these 3. They more than likely have a plan.
That team approach is just huge. You might have, one rider that the team has targeted as being their top guy for the day. So the other 2 might put in some attacks to try to soften up the other riders and force them to burn some matches so they don't have them at the end, while that one rider sacrifices and might even drop out and not complete in that final sprint. Or
Right.
some leading out that can be done. So maybe a mile to go. Lead out train is set up to get their targeted rider in position. We'll just have to see. Right now we're coming up on 30 seconds to the start.
Hey, gentlemen,
Yeah.
this is Cole Rasmussen joining in.
Hello.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, speaking of team tactics, when you get dropped off the back, you can come back.
What are you
come
referring
back.
to?
my less than stellar appearance in the B crit.
You were looking good at the end, though, jumping back in there, and looked like you were trying to give Austin a little help there, but he wasn't taking the
3,
bait.
2,
Looked like to
1.
me.
Hate to
Here we
interrupt,
go.
but here we go, guys. We are racing. We are on course. We've got the green light. Go, go, go. We are off and running and immediately seeing just a launch from the start line.
Yeah.
Yep.
8-9
Hot
watts
start.
per kilogram.
Is that Sal out in front? Looks like, yeah.
Sal right in the front of the group there. I see Enrique, Red Peloton. We've got a couple San Jose riders as well in the field today.
I see a gentleman out there with the same last name as myself.
We've got Nick Roach on course as well. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 9 riders right now in the main peloton. Good to see all of you this morning. Good luck in your races.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the power here. It's a lot of power. We're seeing 4 and 5 kilograms, and watts per kilogram. It's so hard to stay even on the tail end of something like this. Looks like somebody's getting gapped already, I see. Yeah, looks like Dooley's losing a second. 2 seconds. So yeah, looks like one rider possibly is having some issues, or he's cracking.
Yeah, it seems to be the theme of the day. Hot starts. If you're not ready, they're brutal.
Yeah, that's something we should talk about. How that is a different animal in Zwift racing. How the starts are so hot. It's I don't know how or why Zwift is like that, but yeah, it's crazy power you need to get that first couple minutes in.
Hopefully Matt will find his legs here. He was our second place finisher yesterday in the time trial in a time of 23 minutes 42 seconds. There was only one rider that came in faster, and that's Salocido, Red Peloton, and he is in this lead group right now. Exciting to see what Sal is going to be able to do.
I'd imagine he's going to do well. So it looks like the 3 same team guys all share the same facial hair. Just an observation.
Team cohesion. That's a big part of it.
I see Nick Roach has also got the facial hair. But they do have freshly shaved legs, it appears.
Going fast, cutting through that wind like it's nothing. Now Nick is returning. He was a fierce competitor at our TNTs, had some great finishes. And maybe you can tell us, Jerry, a little bit more. Strictly an indoor training athlete, is that correct? Not much time on the road or no time on the road?
That is in fact true, yeah. He has yet to ride a race machine anyway. I mean, when he was a child, I'm sure he rode some bikes. But as a serious competitor in training, Zwift rider, he has not applied any of that to the outdoor experience as of yet.
I think that is just a cool as can be option that with technology today, that you can still experience Peloton racing and do it from all inside your living room or garage or wherever these riders are today. Cool as heck. So you can see here now, if you have a forward-facing view, we are looking at the start-finish banner. So the turn they just went through to this point, about 250 yards. So rolling through 1.5 miles in, going through the start-finish banner right now. We will see some fierce wattage as they come through that banner to finish the race in a little while.
Yeah, and these guys aren't hanging around. They're 45, 46 kilometers per hour. touching 32, 33, so they're rolling.
Was still got another 20 miles of racing here today for these guys. It's a longer race because the category is higher, and these guys theoretically are a little more fit and can handle the longer length of these races.
So it looks like single file right now. You're absolutely right, Cole. It's some big power. I see Nick Roach at 9 watts per kilogram, 7 watts per kilogram. A little attack off the front from Sal Aceto right now, setting the pace.
Yeah, he's
stringing things out with some fast speeds.
Nick is on it. Nick says, "Hey, let's go. I'm gonna put a little dig in, and maybe we can get away from these other guys."
Early
They are creating a gap.
action.
There's a 2-second
Two
gap,
riders.
1-second gap. Sal senses the same thing.
Quickly.
These guys look like we're going to be working together.
So I know we've got some teams still in the Peloton that are going to say no way. Huge counterattack right there. Going to ride right through these two riders and keep rolling. So
Yikes.
the message has been sent. Absolutely
Yes.
not. Can the two of you just ride away from us like that? Ain't going to happen.
So it looks like the feeling out process may have just ended. Now we all know we're strong.
So let me go ahead and recognize the riders who are on course right now from the men's A group today. We've got Sal Aceto, Matt Doley, Enrique Rojas, Jeremy Cattell, David Michael Sweet, Yutch Coe, Nick Roach, Danny Mossman, and Brian Larson. So good luck to all of you who are competing in the A category today. Looking strong so far. Top 3, top 4 finishers in the time trial yesterday, taking the win from Red Peloton. Sal Aceto, he finished the course in 23 minutes 6 seconds. Matt Dooley right behind him, 23 minutes 42 seconds. Enrique with a strong time, 23 minutes 51 seconds. Round out the top 5 here, Jeremy Cattell, 23 minutes 52 seconds. And David Sweet at 23:54. Really, start to finish, you look at all these riders, they're all very quick time. As far as power goes, just raw power, them against the clock, any of these winners could, or any of these riders could take the win today. Things
Looks
mixing
like we
up
have an
right
attack
now,
here.
We've got another attack, and that is stringing things out and creating some gaps. Everybody red line, 8, 9 watts per kilogram.
Wow.
Serious effort right now.
I don't know how long this Mussman can keep this up. Nick is doing his best to bridge.
Yeah, things are starting to come apart at the back. We got gaps, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Enrique Rojas feeling the burn. Cowie's coming off. These guys are really attacking each other.
These are the
situations
situations
Nick Roach
where
would be one of the
let
people
that
that
2-3 seconds turn into 5, 6, 7 seconds. When that gap is there, you gotta close it, because you get a few guys working in front of you that are drafting and sharing the work. It just becomes virtually impossible to close a gap when versus 4 or 5 other guys. So fitness being tested right now, that's for sure. Showing 24 miles an hour or so. So we are coming up on 4 miles into today's Criterium men's A race.
looks like they settled down a bit.
Course,
it's funny.
Let's see, 20.5 miles the distance today.
I was going to say, when you see things settle down like this, you can almost guarantee somebody's going to attack soon. Looks like somebody's dropping back. Is it Choey?
Yeah, yet you got a little gap. I'm sure you can see there. Keep on those pedals. Don't back off. Hoping you connect back on. Enrique, a little bit of a gap as well, but he's got the horsepower. Stay on it. Not too far off the back. It's like 6 riders forming the front peloton right now. Yep, beautiful job. Yetch, a strong competitor in the Masters field here in the NorCal district. He's consistently on that podium at the end of the day. Just love racing with him, seeing his horsepower, super solid on the bike. And he's displaying that today, his fitness and strength. I count on him being there at the end. So 7 riders all together right now.
I'm sure somebody like Nick, who doesn't profess to be a sprinter, would love to see the pack thinned out more, trying to eliminate any sprinters. So some big digs and maybe shell some sprinters would be a good tactic at this point.
Gotta try, absolutely gotta try. And going through the start-finish there again under the start-finish banner. These riders now settling in, sharing a little bit of the work. Nice, sunny, beautiful day looks like on course, Jerry. Looks like a great day for a bike race out there, huh?
Absolutely. Like I said previous, though, I thought we'd see more crowds in this last race. There's a fair amount in some of these intersections behind the barriers that we set up early this morning.
Oh yeah, I can see them right there, cheering on their favorite riders. So these riders in the A category, these folks have earned their spot because their watts per kilogram have exceeded 4. So these are the strongest riders of the day we're seeing right now, the men's A category.
Mike, I just might have to grow a beard on Strava.
You know, it looks like that is the look right now, isn't it?
It certainly is. I wonder if Sal will have any kind of a aero advantage being freshly shaven. Don't know if you have your sound turned up or the people at home, but listening to the wheels go by on the ground, it's
slicing through the air. I love it.
Yeah, it's an interesting sound, especially in real life when you're racing with all these new deep dish carbon wheels. They're quite audible. It almost act as a speaker for your wheels.
So I see some of the wheels are kind of lit up and others not. Tell us a little bit about the differences in equipment that the riders are on today.
Yeah, that would be the Concept One. A lot of people refer to it as the Tron bike, but I do not believe that Zwift does because of a copyright issue of the movie Tron. So they call it the Concept One bike. And so that is the most coveted bike to have at this point. You have to earn it by climbing Mount Everest in the Zwift world a couple of times to earn that. And so if you get a sideways look at it, like on the screenshot 8 on your camera, you'll see that it is like a bike that really could be built and lit up. And I think there's a few people who've attempted to build it. Yeah, if you look at the brakes, they're kind of integrated in the frame, and the doesn't have a fork. It has a connection to the side of the rim, and the bearings are in the actual rim all the way around the rim instead of having a hub. And there's actually some people that actually built them, and they are rideable.
That I have yet to see. It is incredible, just the change in technology. just the bikes, how
Absolutely,
every
yeah.
year, every 2 years, things drastically change. A few years goes by, and I feel like I'm behind with all the latest technology. Just in the last few years, all the electronic shifting, the disc braking. I'm at Yutch right now, and his disc brakes. How so much development has taken place with technology, and just seems to continue. So, just when you think could things get any more high tech, just when I thought, oh,
And
they can't have more than 8 gears or 9 gears, now it's 10, 11. Just amazing how technology has changed so
looks like
rapidly.
things are getting strung out pretty good here, Mike.
Yeah, 8, 9 watts per kilogram.
We are strung out.
Looks like
One of these solo teammates have bridged it back together again, but might be a counterattack by another solo man. Yep.
it is
Sal
mixing up.
responds.
Salcedo on the gas to stay up. Find that wheel, riders. Do not get caught in that wind by yourself at speeds like this.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty high watts right now for just not attacking, just trying to get things back together. You
6,
guys,
5, yes.
that's a lot of watts. Looks like another person may be getting gapped at the moment.
We talked earlier about the team tactics and softening up other riders by putting in these strong efforts ahead of time, and that's exactly what is coming to fruition. Whether they're trying to establish a breakaway and get away, or just making this ride as hard as possible to give your particular rider an advantage. Definitely team tactics in play. It looks like Salcedo staying on the gas. Fortunately, Enrique a little bit off the back right now, so he's not going to be able to play into the red Peloton team tactics. Looks like Sal is going to have to do his own thing.
And Cho is slowly losing ground too. 8 seconds is a lot of time to make up in this particular field. They're not letting up.
David Sweet right now taking a good strong pull at the front, stringing things out, see if anybody can get shredded off the back. Big effort, 4.1 watts per kilogram. About 300 watts I'm seeing. 26, 27 miles an hour right now, so these athletes are getting a workout. Eight miles in is see the start-finish banner on the horizon.
Yep. Yeah, looks like we're riding through some cobblestones now. And Zwift apparently has made an apparatus where when you ride over the cobbles, you actually feel them in one of their new rear kicker setups.
She just keeps getting more realistic, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got steering available now, and looks like they're finally catching up with a sales demand and the consumer wants. Before everybody wanted them and they were all back ordered. I haven't got mine in, but there's a phenomenon called the sticky draft that happens in Zwift, where when you're behind somebody and you try to pass them, you have to put out a lot more watts than you should in real life, or you should have to in Zwift, and they refer to that as a sticky draft. They're saying with this new steering apparatus that you can steer around somebody and hopefully the watts will be less. That's what I'm hearing, but who knows? It could be propaganda to sell these steering steering maneuvers.
Yeah, I actually just ordered mine this morning, so we'll see how that helps.
And did you get a estimate on delivery date?
I didn't. I ordered it quick before I started warming up, just because I saw they were available. I've been watching the website every day.
Just today,
yeah.
huh? Oh, wow.
Yeah. The sticky
So
draft is my nemesis.
It does annoy a lot of people. And the other thing, if you're not in a race and people do have the steering capability, it's super annoying
Yeah.
because they're just turning all over the course. I guess trying to shake so you can't stay in their draft, and you can't. But it's pretty disruptive. So they pretty much eliminate it during any races.
Hmm.
But I think once everybody gets the steering option, they'll allow it in races also.
So it looks like things have slowed down a little bit, and Yutch Cowie is bringing himself back into the group. He just
No way.
recontacted. Yes.
Able to claw
Oh
his way
my
back.
gosh.
Well done, well done.
That's awesome.
Just stuck on the gas, didn't back off, and things allowed to get back on. So well done, Yutch.
Wow.
We've got, let's see, about 7 riders, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders in the main peloton right now at the front.
Hmm.
As we're about 9 miles in. So coming up on about the half, again, you'll have to check my math here, but I
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna say we've probably got another
halfway to
11
the turning
miles to
point.
go. So yeah, about 11. So halfway, that sounds about right.
Gotcha. 20 minutes so far into the effort.
And now the person who caught back on, this Joey guy, he's on the front now. So apparently
Right
he's
at the
back
front,
in
yep.
action.
Making a statement. You know what? You might have put a little gap on me, but I am still here and a factor in this race. Well done.
Right. And it could have been a timing issue. It could have been a connection issue. It could have been he came unclipped. Who knows what the circumstances were, but he's not afraid to get back out there and do his share of the work.
Great to see the majority of the A field returning from the time trial yesterday in today's Criterium. We did have a couple riders that did not return, which is a little disappointing, but the vast majority of folks that competed in the time trial yesterday in the A group, you are seeing on course right now. So welcome back, and
Looks like Sal's
appreciate you guys
attacking.
being here. There goes Salocido from Red Peloton. Jeremy Cattell right there responding. Actually, he is at the front with Sal in second position. 3 other riders chasing hard to make sure they stay in range.
Somebody's getting a little gap. Yeah, things are stringing out again. You know, it's amazing in this race. I find amazing that Nick Roach is not losing his hat. I don't know how that's possible at 30 miles an hour sometimes.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, the other boys, they got their caps on the other way, so they're not really getting much aero resistance. But yeah, that little cap Nick has, a newsboy, paperboy hat. It's, I don't know, I'm thinking he must have it Velcroed to his facial hair.
Salocido on the front there, doing a lot of work. Hopefully he can save some energy for the end.
Well, we got quite a bit of racing to do still.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of
But,
racing
I
to
don't-
do, and you know, we're looking right now. I'm looking at David Sweet, a part of this 3-man team. So there's definitely going to be some team tactics. I'd say the advantage of the day, I believe, if you see the 3 jerseys all together. Excuse me, that's Brian Larson out of now San Jose, a previous Santa Rosa rider, fierce competitor as well. Brian Larson, David Sweet, and Jeremy Cattell, I believe, all riding for the same team. So I'm sure they've got plans to instigate a strategy against the rest of this field. They're going to be tough to beat when you got 3 guys that are able to work together, and the horsepower that the 3 guys have. You better bring your super A game if you're going to be able to infiltrate their plan. So exciting to see as time goes on here how those three gentlemen work their magic and what kind of strategies they deploy.
Yeah, this team goes solo and slow. I wonder who is their big lead out man out of the three and who their sprinter is. We know Larson's strong, but I'm not familiar with the other two gentlemen.
Well, Jeremy could tell he's a return TNT competitor, always finishing towards the front. He was, let's see, fourth place in the time trial, remarkably 1 second behind Enrique Rojas. So he finished yesterday's course in 23 minutes 52 seconds, and then right behind him, only by 2 seconds again, was David Sweet. So again, Sweet was a regular competitor at the TNTs, always there at the end. So some serious horsepower these guys have brought today. Now, who they have targeted, what their exact plan is, we don't know. It's a mystery, but we will be seeing it unfold as the morning goes on. 11 miles into the race, 25 minutes of racing so far. And again, the total distance, we're past the halfway point. Total distance in today's crit, 20 miles, 20.6 miles.
And we have a couple 100 feet of elevation per lap, or no, less than that, huh?
Less than that.
50
Yep, less
feet.
than that. Only 43 feet of elevation change on the crit course.
It's funny, we're talking about steering earlier. I see there's kind of a cluster here. Now they're kind of getting back in line. But I wonder if the steering, if you could keep your group tighter together and, as you rotate through, get back and then steer back to the group instead of going like this, 3, 4 people across.
So you think
Yeah,
that might become more of a factor?
Yeah, they've actually kind of shown that on some of the climbing routes where if you cut the corners now with the steerzo, you can improve your time, reduce your overall distance. So looks like we got a little bit of an acceleration from Mossman here, kind of stringing things out again. 5.7 watts, 5.9.
Yep, just feeling the guys out. Looks like nothing too serious. And now we're back in the relaxation mode.
Well, Jerry, that gives me a quick second to not only remind these riders of the prize money that's up for grabs for the win today, but also the overall Omnium $50 prize each group, and to just take a second and really thank our Red Peloton sponsors. So many sponsors here in Sonoma County have been with us for years and years, supporting what we do. The mission for Red Peloton, we actually just recently have gotten together and refined our mission and what our goals are for this year, next year, and the next 5 years. So really our goal in the club is to not only become a premier racing and cycling club in the county, but we also want to promote cycling in all its forms. So what we're doing today fits right in with the goals and missions of Red Peloton. And its club is not only made up of racers who are competing today and doing other disciplines of racers, but just other cyclists that are enthusiastic about the sport, want to be promoting safe cycling, want to give back to the community, set positive examples for bike advocacy and volunteerism. The sponsors that help our club enable us to do so many other philanthropic activities. So if you're seeing a fundraiser bike ride in Sonoma County, chances are Red Peloton has something to do with it and is helping out in some way or another. So well, there's not too many fireworks right now in the field. I'll quickly go down and say thank you to our Red Peloton sponsors, which include Coastland, Velotoes, Gene Martin Massage, Cameron Asmodee, and Ray Ramos Dentists. We've got Red RP Healthcare, Woodford Brewing, Van Bieber Steel, Max Deli, NorCal Bike Shops, Park Point, Ork Grove Construction, Doug Wagner Carpet and Covering. We have Simi Weiner, Simi Winery, Mayo Family Winery, Specialized, Sutter, and Cliff Bar. So just a huge thank you to all the Red Peloton sponsors that make our mission possible and today's racing possible. So thanks to them, and thanks to all the racers that have come out and showing us what they have today. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Can't say enough about the sponsorship. So thankful to have that and to be able to give these people that are working so hard some kind of reward at the end of the day and at the end of the
Yes,
series.
absolutely. So I am seeing here, looks
Yeah,
like,
to go
is it
solo and
David
slow.
Sweet putting in an effort, a little solo effort from David Sweet and that three-man team we were just talking about earlier. And he is going for it. He's maintaining over 5 watts per kilogram, 5.1, 5.2. He's putting in an effort to see either if he can go solo and his teammates can
Right,
keep things relaxed in the back, maybe give him an opportunity to time trial to the finish line, or if there's a chance somebody will respond and bridge up and maybe form an alliance.
right.
But right now he's got about 6 or 7 second lead over the rest of the group.
Yeah, holding
Yeah.
4.85, that is definitely doable for some of the higher rated A athletes and A plus athletes. So it is doable that he could stay away this entire rest of this race with that kind of power.
So
Looks
this
like
is just a
that
classic
effort.
response here. We
Yep.
see our same two guys, Nick Roach and Sal Lucido, responding, but then beautifully another teammate of Sweets is just latched onto the back. So he ain't gonna work hard to catch that single one-man breakaway, but he's happy to take a ride up to that person and possibly counterattack when the bridge has been made.
What were you saying,
Get another
Cole?
time.
I was just gonna say things are getting really strung out. Looks like Yetch Cowie is 11 seconds off, so his rubber band finally broke.
Oh no, not again.
Stick with it, Yutch. Let's see if
Yeah,
things
there might
simmer
not
down and give
be.
you a chance.
What's this? Sal's putting in a dig now? Yep. Sal says, I see your 5 watts per kilogram.
Boy,
You know,
we are some serious racing going on as we roll through start finish. Strung out,
yeah,
little tiny gaps forming.
everybody's getting confetti, meaning that that was their fastest lap so far.
Gotcha. Thanks for that explanation.
If these two work together, that could be. Oh, now we got 3. Yeah, it seems like the solo guy and Sal are definitely stronger
Yeah.
people in here.
Yeah, that's David Sweet that kind of bridged up right there. Sal, Nick, Danny Mossman back in the group.
Another tactic that people don't race a lot that might be listening don't know is that you can have teammates just go off the front and attack and have the other riders chase. And then one of your other teammates within the field, in the pack, they will counterattack. And then the same thing will happen. The other racers don't want that person to get away. So they'll expend a lot of energy reeling that person in. And then the other guy from the team will attack again. And they'll just keep leapfrogging racers out there to try and wear the field down and then have a plan at the end for their
That's
sprinter.
what we're seeing. We're seeing Jeremy Cattell off the front right now, 5 or 6 second lead over the main peloton. So let's see what this second effort can do. But right now
Looks
he
like
is
Nick Race.
gaining time.
Yeah, so the other two teammates will just sit in and let the other people chase. And then if you are hip to that, you may just do a steady pace on the front, like Sal and Nick might be doing, and just let that guy out there wear himself out, and eventually he'll come back. So that's the other counter tactic to somebody that keeps launching riders off the front. And then you could, of course, make that mistake that that rider will, in fact, take it all the way to the end. A lot of strategy or strategery, as we like to say.
Yes.
Nick Roach is willing to do some work up front and try to reel this solo rider back. The solo rider.
So 5 athletes trying to bridge that one-man break. Looks like they've got about 12 seconds to make up now. So Jeremy Cattell
Yep.
having a great ride, obviously feeling good.
Plenty of time left. It's another 5 miles or so. About 75% of the race done. That leaves another 25%. My math is correct.
Seems close enough. So Jeremy showing he is in time trial mode right now. Look at this, 29, 30, 31 miles per hour. He is cooking 35 minutes into the effort, and he is not going to let off. Let's see if he can take it to the line. Also behind the main peloton, we still have on course Yutch and Enrique and Matt Dooley putting in their work. Keep on going, fellas. That finish line will come. Oh, look at these numbers now.
Yeah, Sal's
There are riders that do
trying
not
to
want this
attack.
solo break to go. Sal pushing over 400 watts.
And of course, his teammate is latched on to Sal, not wanting to let Sal bridge to their teammate. A lot of times you'll see that maybe a person like Sal will bridge, dragging along another one of the teammates that's ahead, and they will attack that person who did all the work, drop them, and then have two teammates out in front. That's another of many tactics. A lot of people don't think about that. They don't do a lot of bike racing, don't think about the different tactics that are utilized in the crit racing.
I've been on both ends of that, and there's just nothing better to be refreshed and recovered, have an opportunity to attack and bridge up. It's a great feeling. But on the other end of that, when you put in all that work and you think you're getting close, ready for somebody to pull through and take a little bit of the load, and they attack you and make the bridge, nothing worse.
Heartbreaking.
So I know how that feels.
Yeah, so it looks like that dig by Sal popped Brian Larson off of the back of that group there.
Oh, okay, so it's down to one other teammate then.
Yeah, so just these four here chasing. Danny Mossman.
Brian, great to see your work today. Yeah, good effort to this point. He got a good workout in. Well done. It's up to his two teammates up the road now to finish the day.
Yeah, Sweet, Mossman, Sal, and Nick Roach. Larson's popped. But Jeremy Cattell's still out there holding 14 seconds. That's incredible considering the firepower out there today to just attack off the front and hold these four riders at bay.
I'm seeing anywhere between jumping around a little bit, but it's consistently over 325, 350 watts coming out of Jeremy Cattell right now. He definitely is laser focused on that finish line.
Looks like Nick Roach is trying to get the other fellas to rotate through and share the work and put some pressure on them. And if the teammate was doing his work, he would try to get in there and disrupt things. Yet another team tactic when people are rotating through, you want to go rotate through, but just a little slower and try to disrupt things so people will have to back off and then reassemble the order. And then there's also blocking too. You may want to ride out in front and just purposely slow things down. So it looks like that is in fact what he's doing. He's just going in front of riders, creating a little bit of gap, going around, creating a little bit of gap.
Disruption.
Just a little disruption. That's all it takes too. See, he goes around Nick Roach, but he won't go around Sal, and then he'll back off a little bit. Nick looks like he recognizes that he's putting in a block, so he's going around him. These three riders will probably start to try and rotate again, get some kind of rotation. And here comes the guy who wants to break things up again. So he's really racing smart tactics, this solo guy, forcing Sal to do all the work.
Yeah, David Michael Sweet. And it looks like Jeremy Catel's up to 14 seconds, so he's just put another second in on this group.
Here comes Nick Roach trying to come through, and of course the Sweet guy is not having it. Trying to break things up again in the rotation. Right, boy, he's doing a great job of blocking.
At some point, Jerry, when you're in this chase group and you're just not chipping away at the time, you got to think one of two things. Either B, can I attack this group of 4 and maybe secure my second place? Or how am I going to set up my sprint and maybe grab the second place? So as we close in on 2 miles to go, actually we're past 2 miles to go, these riders now got to be thinking, how can I grab the silver?
Right, you got to stop chasing, cut your losses. You're not going to win this race, but certainly get second place. It's up for grabs where there's still some prize money available.
In a normal race, yes. Today it is winner take all on this race. But at the same time too, this is a timed event.
Points.
Still have Omnium points. So these 4 riders, while they would love to secure a second place finish for bragging rights, they also have to consider the time, and the overall Omnium. You don't want to lose too much time by soft pedaling right now, because it all is going to be add up for the time trial, today's crit, and tomorrow's road race. So we're closing in on, looks like, about 2 miles to go.
Boy, it looks like he's stretching out his lead even more. It looks like he just got another second or 2.
Yeah, he's up to 20 seconds. So it looks as though the chase group has resigned the fact that Jeremy's not going to get caught, and they need to catch their breath, figure out the best way to handle this
group sprint.
I imagine
Jeremy
with Sal's power,
Sal off the front.
Yeah,
I would imagine with Sal's power, I would anticipate Sal launching and trying to solo away from these other guys for the second place. Bragging rights of the day.
Yeah, he's got some get up and go, that's for sure.
And I'm sure Nick is aware of that, and I could definitely see Nick trying to latch on to Sal and potentially coming around. But I definitely see the group breaking up if it hasn't already.
Of course, you got David Sweet that's done his appropriate teammate job in getting a teammate up the road, but he would also be thinking right now, how sweet would it be to take the first and second place podiums? So he's done his job at slowing up this group, but now, geez, can I win a field sprint and put my team on the first and second steps of the podium?
Exactly. Looks like Enrique just got lapped.
Yeah, it looks like Sal's just kind of marinating in the back here, hopefully catching his breath.
Yeah, they've definitely realized that they're not going to make the catch, and the wattage is way down.
Yeah.
Jeremy Cattell having a beautiful ride right now, maintaining 25 miles per hour, over 300 watts. This guy has had a workout today, occasionally seeing 400 watts. Heart rate up there, 180, 182, keeping those legs moving. The RPMs at about 90 or so. From my vantage point, he looks fresh and ready to go. Numbers are showing he is getting an amazing workout.
Yeah, for sure. And his teammate did an excellent job blocking today, and he may have to buy his teammate dinner for doing such a great job.
I would think so. That's how it works.
Breaking things up. At least a burger.
At least. So we got Danny Mossman, Nick Roach, Sal Lucido, David Sweet in the main chase group. Jeremy Cattell off the front by now, about 41 seconds. He just keeps extending that lead. He is not letting off. So he's thinking, I've got the win. Let me go ahead and put on some extra time. Let me display my fitness. Let me go ahead and gather a few more seconds to put him in an advantage for tomorrow's road race. So beautiful performance from Jeremy Cattell. Well done. You've
Now,
got
if it was
about
me,
half a mile left, 0.4 of a mile for Jeremy to see the finishing banner.
uh-oh, here we go, Sal, as predicted. His teammate, Sweet, is getting on.
Other riders responding. Sal
Yep.
not going to let
Big
Sal
numbers.
just ride away with it right at the
Yeah,
front.
big numbers. Look like Nick's positioned perfectly
Yep.
in terms of trying to come around these other guys. I believe a turn's coming up here shortly.
Turns coming up. We just passed the finishing banner going the other direction. If you got the
Danny-
right view, you'll see.
Danny's on the front. Sal's on his wheel. Sal came around Mossman.
You want to spool up a little bit of power and speed on this turn and come out of it and slingshot your way out of it. Let's see if that's what in fact happens. Now Enrique could still lead out Sal at this point, right? He can't contest, but
Yep.
I see Enrique is there. Oh,
Jeremy has come across the finish line. Your winner has been Jeremy Cattell, and here comes the final sprint. They are going for the finish line. Sal,
Yep.
Nick, and David
All right,
Sweet
we got those
into it. Here we
arrow
go.
helmets.
Here we go.
Blasting.
We got Nick holding on the second.
Mossman with a good final effort.
Oh, he's going to get him. Mossman's going to grab second. Wow, that was a great run.
Wow.
Great sprint.
Ta-da. So they did, in fact, get the 1-2, huh?
They did.
They got the 1-2.
1-3.
Congratulations.
1-3.
Great teamwork. Oh,
Oh,
Danny
1-3.
Mossman, second place. Sorry, yep.
Yeah,
Danny
Mossman was
well
second.
done in your field sprint.
So 1 and 3.
And so Nick Roach got fourth,
Yep.
and then Sal fifth.
So Jeremy Cattell for the win. Danny Mossman, second place, taking silver today in the Criterium. David Sweet, third place, so a first and third finish.
Followed by Nick Roach, and then Sal.
Yeah, Nick Roach
Lucido.
fourth, and Sal Lucido. Well, exciting finish there. Definitely a different finish than the first two races of the day. We saw a couple attacks early on that didn't stay. The Peloton responded, wheeled everything back. It took what looked to possibly be a strong attack from David Sweet, but he was brought back, and then his teammate, Jeremy Cattell, had the successful launch, putting in massive power to just second by second extend that lead. And great teamwork from David Sweet to slow down the chase group. So beautiful team tactics seen in the aid race today. Well-earned win in third place from those guys.
Yeah,
and they,
well done.
Great sprint from Danny Mossman to take the field sprint in the A group today. So we will be calculating and posting the finishing times, combining those with yesterday's time trial. Those will be posted at Red Peloton Virtual Racing, so you know where you stand going into tomorrow's road race. Again, tomorrow's road race, this group that just finished will be on the London Pretzel course. This is a 36-mile course. 36-mile. Yeah, 36-mile course, 1877 feet of climbing. So significant climbing tomorrow. We've got a couple KOMs and a couple sprints. Again.
A couple of KOMs, huh?
Yeah. And cash KOMs, $5 a piece.
$5.
And Danny, if you're listening, we're going to need your email. So go ahead and text that to our Red Peloton email address if you could. Congratulations on, or I'm sorry, first place is going to be Jeremy. Jeremy Cattell, we need your email address so we can PayPal you your winnings for the day. And then tomorrow, top 3, just a little to plant the seed. If you are a top 3 finisher or you grab any of the KOMs or sprints tomorrow, please get us your email address so we can get you your PayPal cash. What an exciting last race of the day, fellas. Some definite fireworks. This was not a soft pedal and field sprint. Definite team tactics at worst. Very fun to call today's race.
And it was. You did a great job, Mike. And Cole. And Sal.
Happy to do it. Once again, thanking our technical folks behind the behind the scenes. That's going to be Enrique, who set up most of the streaming. I played a large role in figuring out the courses along with you, Cole. Thanks for all the work and time that you put into it. Great to see the guys on course today and putting in
Also,
the big efforts.
Celia was helping out, I believe, too, on the technical part this morning.
Celia, when Enrique was out racing, thank you, Celia, for working behind the scenes.
Yep, good team effort all around. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so for the racers today, hopefully most of you were listening live, and if you want to listen to it again, it is recorded and go on YouTube and listen to the replay. But we are very grateful for all the racers coming out today and look forward to tomorrow's racing. Let's see, do we have Sal Lucido by chance? I wonder if we can hear a little bit about...
Looking for a
we do.
post-race
Sal,
interview.
Tell us a little bit about the event today, how you felt, and what you witnessed for team tactics out there.
Well, I felt like a punching bag today. So
you rode well.
Those 3 guys rode a very tactical crit. They dislodged Enrique early, and then they kept hitting me, taking turns hitting me until finally Jeremy. I was so wiped out I couldn't mark him anymore, and that's exactly what they were waiting for, was that little weakness. Right.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They did. I mean, they absolutely played that perfectly. Nick Roach and I, it looked like we might be able to do a little work together, but quite frankly, I think I rode harder in that time trial than I thought I did because I didn't have a whole lot of power today. Definitely a little bit weaker today.
What was your plan going into it, and how did that change?
Well, our plan going into it was Enrique and I were going to do the same thing to them as they did to me. We were going to take turns punching them and marking their moves, but they punched first, and Enrique got a little gap. And once you get a gap in a race like this, it's so hard to close it.
In your defense, it was 2 against 3 in the team tactics launching attacks scenario. So well done to stay in there as long as you guys did. And
if you look at Jeremy's wattage for the race was 4.2 watts per kilogram average. Mine was 4.2 watts per kilogram average. Everybody else was below 4, and that's because I was doing all the marking, and it was dumb. So those guys played a very smart tactical race, and I did not.
Yeah, and we couldn't help but notice either that Dell's teammate would rotate through the 4 of your you had 4 people rotating or trying to rotate through, and he would get in the middle and kept breaking things up, which is easy to do in real life race, but on Zwift, I can honestly say I've never seen that tactic actually be effective as it was today. It was, like I said, just a well played teamwork out there with those guys.
It was absolutely masterful. They did a perfect job of that. Plus, all 3 of them were strong enough to win the race individually. So you had 3 strong guys taking turns punching. It was just a matter of time before they cracked it.
And remember that Jeremy, he won the on the same course on a breakaway, so he knows that route very well, and he just punched it perfect.
Talk about the sprint at the end and the turn just before going into the sprint.
Well, I'm looking at my power curve right now as you asked that question. I pulled out on my right pedal in the middle of that, so I lost all kinds of fun time into that sprint. So yeah, no, I made a decision to go 1 kilometer and see if I could gap the field and just power it home. But I think it was Sweet. Their third rider was super strong, and he pulled everybody back up together. You guys probably had a better view of that than I did.
Right.
So by the time the sprint broke loose, I was done.
Again, I know we said it so many times today, but those three did a really good job.
So it was a clinic. I mean, if you want to see how to ride a small breakaway race, that was it.
And on Zwift.
And on Zwift.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are experts. There was no question about it. They've done some riding in Zwift.
And it doesn't hurt that the fact that all three of them are strong.
No, not at all.
Well, like we always say, we'll get them next time.
Indeed.
Big
And
congratulations to the team of
tomorrow,
Brian Larson,
that's right.
David Sweet, and Jeremy Cattell. Really showed us how it's done, how to use team tactics. We have our last finisher just about to come across the line right now. That would be Matt Dooley. Well done finishing it out. And congratulations to all the finishers of today and sticking with it. We had nobody that had to drop out or had technical issues, mechanical issues. So well done finishing. I hope riders get a good rest tonight and do all they need to do to recover and have fresh legs. Sal, you touched on it. Legs were a little softer today after the effort yesterday, so we're just going to have to see with the big 20 miles from these 8 riders today, who's going to be able to bounce back and be ready.
So
yes.
Mike, Matt Dooley, he did have some he had some like dropouts.
Oh, he did.
So, yeah, so remember, like he was standing second overall, but today we had so many mechanicals, and that's why he was off the back.
I see. Okay. One of the downsides of technology racing, virtual racing. So hopefully Matt will bounce back tomorrow and be right in with the main peloton. We'll be looking for him for a big performance tomorrow. Everything is reset tomorrow. Fresh start tomorrow. There's no reason you can't take the win, even though your Omnium might be jeopardized. But still, you get in that breakaway, 2-3-man breakaway that put a bunch of time on, you're still in contention. So tomorrow's a new day.
Exactly. Alrighty, well, from the Roach household, I will bid you guys adieu.
Jerry, thanks for the commentating. Sal, well done. Good to hear from you. Cole, appreciate your comments. Enrique, the comments and all the technical support. So congratulations to all the racers who came out today and put in their best effort. Love to watch the racing unfold. We will look forward to calling the shots tomorrow. Otherwise, any questions, send those to Red Peloton. Also, not mandatory that you compete in the Omnium. So again, any racers today that have buddies or friends compete in just the road race tomorrow, you can do that. It's not required that you've done the time trial or the criterium. So if you have any friends that want to do a late entry into the road race tomorrow, they're welcome to do so. Until then, bidding you adieu. Have a great rest of the day. Look forward to the final day of racing tomorrow here at the virtual stage race from Red Peloton. Have a good day.